Absolutely.
We're on.
Oh, we're on now.
Open with that one awesome compliment. Tell me where I need to be.
Come pull up a little closer. Howard likes women closer to him anyway.
You got to let me know just how far that I must go.
I told you, girl, you mess around with that pretty smile now.
Wow. Hey, I can throw my bucket list in the trash because I just had a duet with Howard. How cool is that? I hadn't seen you do that since you and Tina Marie.
Tina Marie. Right.
At the B.B. King Blues Club. It was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yes, but I
B.B. King in L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had Stevie up on the stage, up on the stage too. Yeah.
It was impromptu.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Good
See,
night.
I got eyes on you. I'm watching you. So I see you wearing your unsung cap today. We're here with Howard Hewett,
What's
none
up?
other.
How
so
you doing?
You taking ownership of the whole unsung thing? Because I don't think you unsung.
No. Well, we did Shalimar. They did one episode on Shalimar, and then I picked up this hat when I went up to do the to be interviewed for the Vesta one, and that was like a week before Vesta passed away, because that was my girl, and that's my very, very dear friend. And then while I was up there, they asked me to make some comments about, you know, Freddie Jackson, because you know, we had been on the road for the last couple of years, me, him, Jeffrey, and people.
Right.
So you know, so it's good. Unsung's a good.
I enjoyed
show.
that series, and I caught the Shalimar series, and that's where I learned that. And let me get it right. I think Don Cornelius introduced you to the rest of Shalimar. Was that right? Did Don Cornelius kind of hook that up? That's
well, Don and Dick Griffey had a record label together called Soul Train Records.
Okay.
And then Don, you know, record money's a little slower than TV money, so so Don kind of like, you know, sold his interest to Dick, and then it became Solar Records.
Okay.
And the way that we got together is actually I was working with some people over at Motown, and I met Jeffrey and Jody 2 or 3 years before at this place called Mavericks Flat, where we used to all hang out. And I put a group together at Mavericks. They were also a booking agency, but they were a club, you know, and all the Soul Train people used to come down there. So, you know, that's where I first met Jeffrey and Jody. But then I got the offer. I was working with some people in Motown.
Okay.
Up on the 15th floor of what we used to call the Motown building on the corner of Sunset and Argyle. And I'm in a meeting with this guy that I was working with, and the phone rings, and it's Jeffrey Daniels, you know, calling from New Jersey, you know, saying, hey, they made an offer. We want to offer you an equal position in the group, because they were in the middle of a promotional tour. And the lead singer at the time, this cat, Gerald Brown, they got into a little whatever, and Gerald left and said, hey, when y'all can see it my way, you know, give me a call. Well, they called me. So then that was on a Friday. I went downstairs. It just so happened that Solar's office was in the same building, down on the 9th floor. And so I went down, talked to Dick. I told him I'd get back with him the next morning. Next morning, I had to, you know, because I had to figure out this stuff with the Motown people. Next morning, I called him, and I went over to his crib, watched the videotape of the show, of a Shalimar show, and then he said, well, sing something, you know, sing something, Jeffrey and Jody. So,
What'd you sing?
And I sang Feel the Fire, People by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And got through the first verse, half the hook. Dick says, okay, I'll be right back. Goes upstairs, he comes back down to give me like $500 cash.
Okay.
You know, at the time,
that was substantial back then.
That was good. That was good. Plus, it was a substantial plus because I wasn't making no money. It's very substantial.
Right.
And so then he went in his other pocket and he bought out the airline ticket. You know, I had to catch a red eye that night to New Jersey. Meet Jeffrey and Jody in New Jersey. We did. We had to rehearse the lip sync and the choreography to take that to the bank. You know, because Monday we had a TV show to do. So it was like Friday I got the offer. Saturday I did what you might call a little lightweight audition. Saturday night I was on the plane. Sunday we rehearsed all day. Monday we did this little TV show, this little dance TV show in Patterson, New Jersey, or something like that.
Right.
So I did the Milli Vanilli thing way before Milli Vanilli ever did it.
Right, but you hit the ground running, but you was ready. That's what I got out of all of that, to be ready.
You know, and that's
an opportunity comes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you know, I tell a lot of young people when that are trying to get into the business or how to get into the business, and they say, well, you got to be in the right place, right time. Yeah, got to be right place, right time. But there's a part of that saying that nobody ever says. It's like right place, right time. and be prepared.
And be prepared.
And you know, so I mean, I've been singing since I was 10 years old. So singing, and I started out in gospel, of course, and we had the Hewett singers, and did that till I was like 15 or so, and went into the R&B situation, and then, you know, moved to California, continued on that, started with put a group together, like I said, at Mavericks Flat thing, and which we rehearsed the group for about a year or so, and then we ended up overseas for about a year and a half, from you know, Geneva, Switzerland, Benidorm, Spain, Saint-Tropez, France, all over the place. I was making $250, $300 a week. You know, I was only like 22, somewhere around there. So, you know, that was good money, and I had no responsibilities. So I had an opportunity to really full out go for my dream. And then when I came back from there, you know, it was about 6 months, or 6 or 7 months when I came back from there, when I got the offer to join Shalimar. So yeah,
cool.
so it's
Okay.
cool.
All right. Well, now listen, you I think, have you heard your voice on some jazz? Have you been guest vocalist on some jazz stuff?
I've done a bunch of stuff. Joe Sample, George Duke, you know, George and Stanley Clark are really good friends of mine. So them, Brian Culbertson.
Yeah,
you know,
see, I heard, I was like, that sounds like how Hewett to me. See?
It's funny because that when I do other stuff, you know, the majority of the other stuff is always with, you know, jazz cats. You know, because I like the freedom of jazz. You know, vocally you can you know, vocally have the freedom to go where you want to go. You know what I mean? It's not so locked in.
And just let it flow.
Just let it flow.
Now I gotta tell you, your Howard Hewett Christmas CD's in my iPod.
Oh, thank you.
I love that. I love that. I really do.
Thank you. That was fun. They had a lot of jazz influences. You know, over who produced that with me. A bunch of people. We did a bunch of stuff on there. So.
Well, see, Donny Hathaway's "This Christmas" is like my ultimate. That's my Christmas just anthem, you know. And I like the fact that you redid that and the Christmas song. Silent Night, it's nice.
Yeah,
we
did the duet on "Baby It's Cold Outside," half in Spanish and half in.
Yo te gusta. I'll go on Paquito a little bit.
Paquito.
But yeah, I gotta ask you about the album cover now. What were you going for? Was that like the disciple look? You remember the album cover with all
for the Christmas? It was like pajamas.
Shroud. Okay.
It's like, you know, pajamas. Christmas morning. You're always on it. You know, when you come downstairs.
Okay.
Open up presents.
For the wise man look. What I know it was. I was gonna follow you to find the star. Like, what do you got on here?
You don't have to follow me too far.
Okay. Now you know tonight you're here for the Harlem Nights.
Right.
Tonight's gonna be like, you know, Dominique LaRue, Sugar Ray, you know, what is that, Night at the Savoy kind of thing. People gonna be dressed up like Harlem Nights. So you gonna go with that theme, or you got what you gonna wear for us tonight?
I'll just wear my stuff.
Your Howard gear?
My Howard gear.
Yeah, I think I'll mix a little bit.
I bought my little two-tone shoes to kind of like maybe
wingtip kind of thing?
Wingtip type thing.
That's what you gotta do.
You know, so that might be, you know, pretty apropos.
That's right. That's what I'm gonna do, just a little bit of it. You know, a little bit of the Harlem Nights thing. But you are so personable, so easy to talk to.
Well, you're easy to talk to.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Smile, girl, Royce. Come on now.
Well, let me bring. Hey, I wrote down everything that I wanted to ask you because I don't want to miss anything. Because how many times would this happen? We already had a chance to sing together. Now I wasn't counting on that. I hope we got that part. I did a duet with Howard Hewett. Somebody call me. I'm ready. But I want to do this thing with you. Just relax a little bit and do some like this or that, so we can get a little bit into your head a little bit. Okay.
This or that. Okay.
This or that.
Okay.
So if I say, if you prefer hot or cold.
Hot.
Right. Hot sauce or ketchup.
Hot sauce.
Hot, that goes with the hot. See, you being honest. You being honest. Okay. Group or solo?
Solo.
Solo. Okay. Missionary or doggy style? Oh, that's a bleep. Censor that. That was a trick question.
I was about to say group.
I had you going. that was a trick question. That's a trick question. I think our time is just about up. George's gonna get you back on the air.
Okay, good.
He's doing what he always do. He's like, boy, he's watching.
We getting into some trouble.
Yeah. I had to make sure you were still awake.
Oh yeah, I'm awake.
Yeah, but want to thank you so much for coming. It's an honor and it's a pleasure. Making Love's Howard Hewett. We love you.
Making.
We love you.
I
Yeah.
love you.
And I'm excited to see you tonight.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I appreciate you.
Give me a smile. Get at.
Bling.
Lips.
All 32 and a half.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, baby.
Cool.
Man, it went well.
Yay,
That went very well. Good. Now that went very well.
Get me a photo and I'll be out of y'all's way.
You ain't got to get out of our
Y'all
way.
can do the man thing.
Whenever you ever had to get out of my way. I ain't ever
You
say
just take it
that.
right there? On it with that?
Yeah, I can. I was actually getting a better scene with the camera than I did with the camcorder.
Here, I can take you